The second injury report of week one for the Green Bay Packers before they take on the Detroit Lions just released minutes ago, including two players that were out of practice yesterday returning to practice today. So we're going to break down the second injury report for the Green Bay Packers versus Detroit Lions in today's video. If you want to stay in the loop with everything Green Bay Packers this season, definitely consider going down and hitting that subscribe button. You'll find injury updates, game previews, game live streams, everything Packers here right on this channel. Guys, a reminder to go check out Sleeper. Proud to be partnering with Sleeper for the 2025 NFL season. It's more than just an amazing fantasy football app. You can go make your picks on Sleeper today for the game tonight or any of the games coming up this weekend. Use code BASS when making a first-time deposit. Get a 100% deposit match up to $100. I've already made my picks for the Packers versus Lions game. I have Matthew Golden more than 40 receiving yards, Jared Goff more than a half an interception, Jordan Love more than 200 passing yards, and Tucker Kraft more than 3 receptions. That's a $10 bet that could turn into $40.50. You can win up to 1,000x payouts, minimum entries of $1. Guys, go check out Sleeper. It's an awesome app for fantasy, making your picks, sports news, and everything in between. Link down in the description. So now let's dive into the injury report. I'll bring it up on the screen. And first, let's quickly go over the injury report and any differences from yesterday. So Zane Anderson remains limited. Nate Hobbs returns to practice in a limited fashion today with the knee injury. Elton Jenkins remains limited. We saw him return yesterday. Jordan Love remains full participant in practice, which is great to hear. Micah Parsons also remains limited. The other player that was upgraded was Jayden Reed from did not participate yesterday to limited today with that foot injury. Barron Sorrell, Dontavian Wicks, and Savion Williams all remain limited. So first, let's go over the two obvious keys here in today's injury report, Nate Hobbs and Jayden Reed. Nate Hobbs was a little bit of a worry. Yesterday, seeing him as a did not participate, I was starting to believe that Nate Hobbs may not be ready for week one, which still could be the case with such a quick turnaround in week two for that Thursday night football game. We saw him doing similar things yesterday, although it was a padded practice. He was still listed as did not participate yesterday, but he was mirroring some of the drills. It looks like today he was actually completing some of the drills in limited fashion, albeit no one has pads on. Tomorrow's going to be huge for Nate Hobbs. If Nate Hobbs can get in yet another limited practice tomorrow, I would assume him to go into this week one matchup questionable. Now, if he can't suit up and he can't go in week one, I still think it'll be fine having Carrington Valentine out there, but of course the Lions wide receivers are always a worry with St. Brown, Jamison Williams, and now Isaac Tesla. So hopefully we can get Nate Hobbs back, but tomorrow's going to be huge for that. Then, of course, we have Jayden Reed returning to practice today. In yesterday's video, we went over that Jayden Reed was asked about missing practice yesterday, and he said it was planned, basically a planned rest day, and he'll be limited the rest of the week. So good to see that actually came to fruition in today's practice. You guys let me know of what you think of Jayden Reed, how he looks in this clip. I can't tell if that foot is bothering him. I mean, I know the foot is bothering him if he is playing through a Jones fracture, but to what degree? Still a big worry of mine if Jayden Reed's going to be able to play through this. Not only that, at what level and how many snaps, right? You want your players to be at full force, especially someone like Jayden Reed, who's your slot wide receiver. Now, I think they'll play Dontavian Wicks in the slot, even Matthew Golden in the slot, and eventually Savion Williams. So we'll just have to see, what kind of snap share and snap count Jayden Reed really can get playing through this injury. It was also noted after practice today, Matt LaFleur mentioned that Jordan Love has yet to take any handoffs with that left hand or complete any handoffs in practice. That's definitely a worry as well. That could remove some schematic things within your offense. We know Jordan Love returning from this thumb surgery. I would have liked to see him get some reps down, handing off with that left hand. You can see him kind of drop the pass there. Not that it matters too much, but you want to be in the groove of things. And if Jordan Love, I remember back in the day, Aaron Rodgers, had an issue with a hand and he had to kind of hand off with the right hand pretty much every time. It's not the end of the world, but at the same time, it's still something to monitor. And if he can't hand off with that left hand, that basically means he doesn't have a great grip on it, which makes a lot of sense. Like, hey, let's just hand off with the right hand instead of potentially risking a fumble. But it's still something to monitor moving forward. But other than that, I think Jordan Love is 100% ready to go, and everything else is fine. After practice, media was able to meet with Micah Parsons, and he said, "I'm still ramping up. It's a process of getting ready for football, being out for 6 months, obviously going through the tightness, the soreness, and then on his availability Sunday, it's completely up to the coaches." We heard some reports this morning that the expectation is that Micah Parsons is to play this Sunday. I have full expectation as well for Micah Parsons to play. It just then comes down to how much does Micah Parsons play? Is he on a snap count, which is most likely going to be the case considering the Packers have such a quick turnaround Thursday Night Football against the Commanders right after this game. I doubt the Green Bay Packers will push Micah Parsons into this defense after just trading for him and give him 80% of snaps like he was getting in Dallas all of last season. I still see the Packers with a heavy rotation at edge, and if it's a pure passing down, Micah Parsons will be out there, but maybe on early downs we'll see more of Lucas Van Ness, JJ Enagbare, Brenton Cox Jr., and sprinkle in some Micah Parsons here or there. But don't be alarmed if you don't see a ton of Micah Parsons against the Lions in week 1. I still think he'll be out there, but the Packers want to play this safe, get him back into the groove of things without risking injury, and obviously still monitoring that back issue. Quickly going over the Detroit Lions injury report, we know they're more banged up than this. They have a lot of players still on IR, including multiple defensive linemen, I believe a cornerback as well in Rakestraw. Awasika, their guard, a full participant. Jamarco Jones, a tackle, was added to the injury report today, limited. Novalski, a linebacker, still a did not participate. Isaac Tesla is still a limited participation, just like yesterday. And Sione Vaki is still out of practice with the hamstring injury. Now, yesterday they didn't practice. It was an estimation, which is pretty on par with what we saw today. That does it for the second injury report, Packers versus Lions. The more important one will be tomorrow, and that will include all the injury designations for the players listed on the injury report, so be on the lookout for that video. I will also be doing my live game preview, bringing that back this year tomorrow at around 12:30 to 1 o'clock Eastern, so be sure to come on by to that live stream as well. But I really appreciate you guys coming by to the video. I'll catch you on the next one, and as always, go Pack Go.